Mr Chinn, you're there. Wonderful.
Yeah, I went out and came in again, and it seems to have done it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for persevering with that. I head up the customer service team, and I've been asked to carry out a little bit of research around the topic of why customers have chosen green space to replace the roof on their conservatory. I understand you had your roof changed in February of this year, so relatively recently. The first thing I was just going to ask was, just for the purposes of this call, a nice easy starter for 10. Can I ask what issues or goals you had in deciding that you wanted to change the roof? What was the driver to get the roof changed from your perspective?
Too hot in summer and too cold in winter.
I see. And what was on the roof? So was it polycarbonate that you had?
No, it was glass.
Glass. Okay. You realised that the conservatory was too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter to use comfortably. You then would have embarked on, I imagine, some kind of research. How did you go about that? Where did you begin?
Well, we was at Bewley for a Gardener's World thing, and we saw your stands there. We thought that looks quite good and substantial.
Yeah.
And we took a leaflet, which we kept, and we didn't really do anything about it. And then we had a leaflet come through the door,
Yes.
and we thought, oh, perhaps we should do something about it. So we did.
Obviously, in terms of actually reaching out to any company, it was only us that you contacted, and therefore I take it was only us that you received a quote from, by the sounds of things. Is that right?
Yeah.
I understand. Obviously, when you were at the Bewley show and you said that you went to a stand, we would have explained the product to you. What aspects of the product sort of stood out to you? What immediately hit you when you started chatting with one of our people on the stand?
It looked quite substantial.
Yeah.
It looked as if it would last.
Yes. Well, that's very important. And obviously, the thick layer of insulation that you've now got above your head there, as we're speaking to each other, will obviously mitigate against the excesses of the heat and the cold in the winter. You've only recently had it fitted, but from sort of the beginning of the process right up to and beyond installation, how would you describe your overall experience with green space? Has it been seamless and smooth and professional, or what
Yeah, it's
would?
been very good. Your office girls have always been good, and
Mhm.
uh,
Kept us informed.
yeah, kept us informed of what was going on and when. And
Wonderful stuff. Sorry, I didn't realise, Mrs Chinn, you're there somewhere.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah. I go a bit croaky, so I
Oh, I
yeah.
can just see you peeping into the corner of the screen. Hello, good morning. Your experience of visiting the stand, understanding the product, and being comforted by the experience you've had through the process, which reassured you that you were doing the right thing with the right company.
Well, I think it was everything combined, really. When the chap came to see us about giving us the quote, etc. I know salesmen can be a bit free with the truth, shall we say.
Right.
but he was
But
pretty, yeah.
he was,
He was down to earth and
yeah,
easy to speak to, and we did know of you, and also we did look online to see what sort of offers and things were from other companies,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we decided, because we just thought you seemed to have a good track record from what we'd read
Yes.
and
Well,
heard.
Well, I'm glad to hear that obviously you've done your research. Alan Thompson was the chap who came out to see you in the beginning. He covers the Southwest for us. And like a lot of our sales representatives or marketing representatives, what we want people to do is feel comfortable in their presence and to be able to get all the questions that they have answered to their satisfaction. And it's very important that that first physical contact with a member of staff, albeit that you met some of my colleagues on the stand at Bewley, reassures you of the kind of nature of the company that we are. It's not overwhelming. It's supposed to be informative and helpful. So that's great. I appreciate you haven't had the roof on there all that long, but have you noticed a positive difference already, or is it too soon to say?
Yes, we've noticed.
You
yeah.
have.
We're generally running between 20 and 30 in the very cold. After they'd done it, we had a very cold snap and it didn't go below 20 degrees, which
That's
was
terrific. Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
And we've had a couple of hot days, 24 out, and it stayed at around 30 in the conservatory.
I see. And which way does the conservatory face? Do you have the sun on the back of your property in the afternoon and evening, or is it?
It's south.
South.
The apex. It's house shaped. I can't think of how you say it.
Yeah.
And the one slope inside faced due south.
Right. So you do get a nice bit of sun when you get a hot day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I imagine when you had the glass, it was, I don't want to sound unkind, but it was probably oven-like in the conservatory.
Well, you
last
sit
summer,
in here,
last summer was impossible. We
Yes.
didn't even open the door.
Really? Well,
we opened the conservatory but closed the door to the
no,
house.
I understand. Otherwise, the heat transfers into your home. Yeah, I absolutely get that. Well, I'm thrilled to bits that you've been very happy with the whole process, right from talking to our folks at Bewley up to and this point, and I have absolute confidence that you'll be able to use the conservatory, dare I say it, as you might wish to, as opposed to as you used to be able to, so to speak, dependent rather on the British weather. But that concludes really everything I wanted to really ask you. Thank you for your time this morning. I really appreciate it. And I hope the weather cheers up for you in Plymouth and you have a good day.
Yeah.
well, we'll make the most of it anyway.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Good for you. Well, thank you ever so much. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
You take care. Have a good day.
Thank you. And you. Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Bye.